Hey guys, so we're going to work on today is our power chords on a low E string. Now these chords are contained within what's called a key. And a key is basically all your chords or scales that work well together. Now what happens with someone that doesn't know how to play in keys is they start guessing. They take the trial and error approach, and yeah, they'll eventually get to those chords, but they're taking the long way around. Think of it as if like you're going on vacation. It makes a lot of sense to just use use a map, or nowadays a GPS, and go directly to your destination. Where on the other hand, if you don't do that and you just jump on a road, then you're going to have to keep stopping for different directions. It's going to bring you somewhere else, and you'll have to ask them, and eventually you're going to make it there. But that doesn't make a lot of sense, because now you wasted all kinds of time when you could have been actually relaxing and enjoying your vacation. Well, it's the same on guitar. You really want to know directly where these chords are so you don't have to experiment. You can skip all that middle area there and go directly to creating. So that's what we're going to work on here in this lesson. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so let me start out by showing you what someone that doesn't know how to play in keys will do. I'm going to take the trial and error approach. Oh, that doesn't sound too good. The first two chords sound okay though. Oh, that didn't sound good. Let me try something else. And so on. They're going to experiment. They'll eventually find these chords that sound pleasant to the ear, but it makes a lot more sense to actually know where all these chords are located. And then you can get right to creating. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play through all of these. And you would never really want to play a progression like this. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. You know, you pick different patterns and you repeat those. But I want to show an example of how you can play all through every single chord in here, and they're all going to be fine. They're going to sound all right. They're not going to sound really horrible. So here we go. Now, does anything in there sound really bad, like really sour, like it's like, oh God, that makes you want to cringe? Well, no. Maybe the parts may not sound great and exciting in some areas, but nothing really sounds really, really bad. So that's what a key is. It's all these chords that sound okay together. Yes, you can have preferences, but anything you play in there is not going to really sound bad. Okay, so let's now take a look at these chords. Now before we get started, what are those half step points? They're half steps between B to C and E to F. If you're not familiar with this, then go back and learn this. You want to know your musical alphabet and where those half step points are located. You just simply ask yourself tons of times throughout the day, oh, what are those two half step points? They're B to C and E to F. Keep saying that over and over again, and you're going to have it totally down, no time at all. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to start right here with our F. This is our F right here. Now we're going to go up a whole step up to G, because it's not B to C or E to F. We're going to go up a whole step to A. Again, not B to C or E to F. Up to B. That is our half step, B to C. So we go up a half step instead of a whole step. C, and C up to D, then D up to E, and guess what? B to C and E to F. So we go E, we go up half step to F. So let's go through that again. Starting on an F, but it's not E to F, it's F to G. So F to G is a whole step, G to A is a whole step, A to B is a whole step, B to C is a half step, C to D is a whole step, D to E is a whole step, E to F is our half step. So now what we want to do is we want to go back over here to where our F is. We have one more chord in here, and that's our E5 chord. And this is an open chord. You have E5, bring your finger down, play A5, and then a D5. But we're focused on E5. Now in this chord, we're fretting the second fret on the A string, and our open string above that is our root. That's what names the chord. It's an open E. It's an E5 chord. Now don't make the mistake of playing this note and then the note below it. It's this note and a string above it. That's what names the chord. So now notice my index finger is here on this string, but when I play these chords, my index finger is on the low E string. Now in these chords, our index finger is on the root. Here's an F note, and then there's an F power chord. Just add that in there. There's a G note, add the other note, G power chord. So, but in this one, our index finger is on the other string. Our open note is our root. Now, I know this looks a lot different, but let's take a look. Take a power chord, keep going down. Now let's go over one more. This is what I call the imaginary fret. This finger is over here on the other side of the nut. But look, it's the same exact shape. It's our E5 power chord. But now what we need to do is, we don't need this finger because we have our nut here. So we take that off. Then we play our E5 power chord like that. It's kind of awkward because you have your ring finger and it's kind of weak. So we're going to replace that with our index finger. And then when we move that around, then our index finger is no longer on a root. And again, we have this note and that open note. Above that is our root, E. Play those two together. So now we got to include that. So we got an E and then an F. And again, use your imaginary fret if you want to see that a little bit closer or a little bit more clear. So you got your imaginary fret chord right here, E, and then F, because there's half steps between B to C and E to F. We don't want to go there and up here. We'd be in a different key. E, F. Anytime you get confused, use that imaginary fret and use that to help you more visually see it better. But you want to get to the point where you're just going E to F. So let's go through all our chords. So we got E and our F. That's a half step. F to G is a whole step. to A is a whole step. A to B is a whole step. Here's B to C, our half step. C to D is a whole step. D to E is a whole step. Finally again, E to F is our half step. Now that's not the end of it. You're not always going to be playing up all the time. You're also going to be playing down. So you have to do this in reverse. This time though, instead of looking for the B's and the E's, you're going to look for the F's and the C's. So F, go down a half step to E, because remember E to F is a half step, but we're doing it backwards, F to E. And go down a whole step to G, whole step to C. Now we're on C, we gotta go backwards from C to B, which is our half step. Again, B to C is our half step, but we're looking for C. C, down half step to B, down to a whole step A to G is a whole step, G to F is a whole step, and then finally F to E is a half step. So again, one more time, E, F, G, A, B, half step to C, D, E, half step to F. There we go. F, half step to E, down to D, C, half step to B, A, G, F, and a half step to E, open E power chord. So there you go. There's all your power chords on the low E string. Now that's not the end of it. You always want to apply this to a musical way, in a musical way. So what you want to do is take these chords and jam on them. And when you create progressions, you want to repeat patterns over and over again. You don't want to just meander all over the place because it sounds odd. But so you pick a small area, say this, that, that, and that, those 4 chords, and you just start jamming on it. Just create a little progression. And you don't have to get fancy either. You can just play 1 chord per 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. May not sound exciting, but that's not the point of it. The point is for you to actually apply this in a musical way and to be able to get used to jumping around the neck. Now from there, you want to spread out and make bigger jumps because you don't want to just play in different areas. But before that, yes, you can pick another area and a smaller area, figure out the chords, and then jam in there. Just make something up in there, and then you're going to go and maybe do another area, and finally you're going to start jamming and then go up higher. And then make even bigger jumps, you know. Make bigger jumps. And by the way, I only did it, you know, once or twice of each. You want to do that basically 4 times in a row is the best number of repetitions to do. But yeah, you start in smaller areas, expand it a little larger, then a little larger, till eventually you can just jump up and back down the neck without any problems at all. Okay, so there you go. There's your power chords on the low E string. And I want to repeat again, don't just go through the exercise up and back down. You want to apply it in a musical way. Just grab a few chords and jam on them. And again, try out different areas, expand and actually play in larger areas, so you're making larger jumps. Keep doing that until you're fluent. You just have this, no problem. You can just jump from one area to another. It's all about memorizing it and turning this all into music. So yeah, work on that. And in the next lesson, we're going to take a look at the A power chords, A string power chords. So yep, put some work into that. If you have any questions or anything, let me know, and I'd be happy to straighten out and head you down the right direction. So we'll see you in the next lesson.